What's up, everybody? Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good replay. Hello, everybody. I'm Gina Ifoe, the one and only African superstar. What's up, family? If you are here in the building, please make your presence be known. I see you there. Big shout outs. Ms. Brown Sugar, the first one in the room. Please make sure you guys like the stream. Today's topic is why are Americans flocking to the international community? Now, obviously, I talk a lot about our community specifically taking advantage of some of the opportunities here on the continent, recognizing the continent as an option. But what's interesting is not only Black Americans are getting out, all Americans are leaving America. And it has become so noticeable that I ran across an article talking about how there's a passport delay. Now, this is not the first time in the last couple of years there's been a passport delay. There was also a passport delay right around the COVID time when the lockdowns were up and stuff. People are just like literally flocking out of the US. And for people in the international community, they don't know this. They don't understand that people living in America, people living in the UK, people living all throughout Europe and things like that, Canada, are leaving. They're going to come here and try to discount what I'm saying. But I'm going to talk about why Americans are leaving. There's a myriad of reasons why Americans are leaving. So we're going to get into that. First of all, I want to say special shout outs to all the customers of the africansuperstar.com, www.theafricansuperstar.com. I know some people have left some comments asking as to where my products are manufactured. Depending on the products that you purchase, they will ship either from the US, Europe, or Mexico. I set up the africansuperstar.com way before I lived in Ghana. We've been in operation since 2019. And quite frankly, logistics shipping from the continent to the rest of the world is a bit, up and coming developmental, I would say. So currently my products are not shipped from Africa. But that is what it is. Still high quality, still great design, still unique, still custom made for you, shipped worldwide, so definitely consider us for your products. We have swimwear, we have beachwear, we have bags, we have clothes for men and women. We have, accessories and things like that. So consider us. Also, big shout outs to our members only. Yes. Those of you with the circle next to your name, they get access to behind the scenes content. There's a link in the box below if you're interested, and you can also hit the join button if you're into that. And last but not least, the African Superstar music lovers. Obviously, we have a message from our sponsors. Yes. So please stay tuned, and we will begin the broadcast following this. Please make sure you guys hit the likes if you are in the room. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only African Superstar proudly presents the release of her first EP entitled For Every Action, There Is a Reaction, as well as this music video, which is available here on YouTube for the title track. The track is also available for streaming on all download platforms, and the EP is exclusively available for purchase at bandcamp.com. Please support independent artists, and please support your African Superstar. Until we meet again. What's up, guys? Big shout out to African Superstar family. Yes, that was a clip of my most recent music video, For Every Action, There's a Reaction. It's here on YouTube and available for streaming on all the streaming sites. Any Spotify users, go ahead and add the African Superstar to your playlist, as well as Audio Mac, Amazon, Tidal, all that stuff. And you can purchase the EP exclusively at bandcamp.com. What's up, family? Let me start shout outs. Today, I'm going to talk about why Americans are flocking to the international community. Shout out to our members only. Ajike is here in the building. What's up? What's up? What's up? Lemmy God is there. He says he's in Sydney, Australia, and there is at least 2 African Americans who have joined the gym. They have just relocated from the US. Yes, it is definitely happening. What's up, Global Green Book, Brown Coat Blue? What's up? What's up? So, people will say, oh, obviously I've seen on the channel, there's some continentals and they're like, oh, we want to go to America. We don't care what you say. You know, it's still better than Ghana. It's still better than Africa. So I'm going to actually show you what's happening in America. Millions of Americans are flocking and leaving the country. There's a myriad of reasons why they're leaving the country. Many of the reasons I talk about on a regular basis. They're leaving because of excessive gun violence. This is currently the most dangerous year in history in America related to gun violence. There's already been over 80 mass shootings, and we are still in the beginning of March. Over 6,000 Americans have died already from gun-related violence. You are 25 times more likely to be a victim of gun violence when you live in America than the rest of the world. Number two, you have obviously the chemically modified foods. A lot of people are dealing with health issues related to poor food, poor access to food. If you choose to eat better options, it will often be more expensive. And in some people, in some communities, like urban communities, it's kind of inaccessible because you don't have fresh fruits, you don't have fresh vegetables, you're not getting organic foods, all this stuff. You know, it may not be something that you recognize as a daily threat, but this is something that over time, it's going to give you problems. It goes without saying for Black people, the racial climate. Continentals don't understand this because it's not part of their daily reality. Some diasporians are like, well, how could they not know? Well, they don't grow up with the whites. Hello. They don't grow up with the whites. Remember how you were before you had your first indication or, you know, encounter, your first racist encounter, how you were just bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and you didn't really have any wherewithal of those kind of things. That's how many of our peers are living because they don't have to deal with them on a daily basis. And the vision that they're provided either through the media or how they see them on a day-to-day basis does not reflect the reality that Black Americans or Black British or those in Europe and Asia, they deal with that racial connotation every single day. The quality of life. You know, many Americans are not earning well to support their standard of living. So they're disgruntled with this. You know, they're disgruntled with not having enough money to take holidays, you know, enjoy various things, achieve their dreams, buy their house, buy their car, or reward themselves and do the things that they feel are necessary, or give their children opportunities and things like that. Americans are fed up. You know, inflation is high. You're spending more money for the bare necessities. Okay. And so now that I believe during the lockdown, more Americans got access to the outside world apart from the mainstream media, which the mainstream media has done an excessive job of making Americans feel like the international community is inferior, dangerous, and has nothing to offer. Now Americans are actually seeing, wow, I can move to Thailand and, you know, I can work digitally and I can earn US dollars here and have a good quality of life. I can live in places where, you know, there's no gun violence. I can live in places with predominantly Black majorities. I can live in places where my dating options or family options are going to be better. There are also people that do not like a lot of the, you know, deviation that's in the culture. In the West, they are heavily pushing the homosexual and transgender agendas. They are beginning to influence the youth by incorporating this into their education. There are some people that do not want their children exposed to those things at that very tender, you know, impressionable age. So Americans have a lot of grievances, and that is why they are paying attention to the international community. See, I was way smarter. I got to say that, because I saw it a long time ago, but now it's becoming a trend. And so I want to share briefly with the family a clip that is backing up the facts. It's always important that you have, you know, your receipts. So people will come on the channel and be like, oh my God, Gina, no, that's not why that's happening. Obviously, this is a broadcast from the US, so they won't get into depth how Americans are disgruntled, but they do note that this is, they have had the most influx of Americans looking for their passports ever in history. When I lived in America, you could roughly get your passport in about 3 weeks. You also have options to expedite it. Now they're saying some people are waiting between 8 and 11 weeks to get their passport. Some people are actually missing their trips or their travel or whatever, because by the time the date comes, they still have not received their passport. That's saying something, guys. Some of you guys are stubborn. Some of you guys think I'm making it up. Some of you guys think I'm exaggerating. Okay. Well, let's see what the clip has to say. What's up, family? Please make sure you like the stream. Feel free to support the stream. Leave your comments because we're going to come back to it after this.
GMA Travel Alert, spring break season here. Airlines expecting the busiest spring travel season ever. And if you're going abroad, you better have your passport. Wait times are going up. Transportation correspondent Gio Benitez is at LaGuardia Airport with the story. Good morning, Gio.
Hey, George, good morning. There are so many people trying to get their passports that, simply put, the State Department is having a really tough time keeping up. So this morning right here, the timeline you need to know. This morning, as spring break and summer travel approaches, a warning for travelers going overseas. With international travel ramping up, the State Department says it's seeing unprecedented demand for passports, and it's causing some massive delays. Maddie Belfiore ordered her passport weeks ago, but did not get it in time for her trip.
I hadn't been on vacation in a very, very long time. I was a caregiver for my mom, and I wouldn't leave her. So when she passed away, I finally decided I have to get away. I didn't think it was going to be a problem. Go to the post office, fill out the application. She hands me the paper. It says 3 to 5 weeks expedited. I paid extra. Then in checking on the passport website, it became 5 to 7 weeks.
She had to cancel everything.
They don't have enough people working at the passport office. They don't have any extra phone numbers where you could call and try to get information, and they have no emails. I had to cancel the flight, the hotel, everything had to be canceled.
So how do you time it out? Well, it usually takes 8 to 11 weeks to get a new passport. But if you pay $60, you can expedite yours. But remember, that may only save you a few weeks.
So definitely apply as soon as possible. Don't go too close to the date of your trip and give yourself undue stress.
And remember, those processing times don't start until the State Department actually receives your application, not when you send it. Now, if you have urgent travel that's within 14 days, you can make an appointment at a State Department passport office and get your document processed. But even if your passport is valid, you should still check that expiration date.
Look at your passport and see when it expires. Many countries won't let you in unless you have 6 months or more valid. And the next thing is, even if your passport is valid, make sure you have enough open pages. If it's a full passport, some countries require entire open pages.
And we should tell you, the State Department tells us that it has increased staffing and that it's working to hire some more employees to keep up with all of this demand. But guys, at the end of the day, just get that request in early. That's what you've got to do.
Great advice, Gio Benitez, as always. Thank you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right.
All right, guys, thank you for your attention. So that is actually a clip talking about how the State Department, which is the department that handles the passports, is dealing with an unprecedented amount of passport requests. So what that translates into is more Americans ever than before. That's what they said, are requesting their passports. Why are Americans wanting to leave the U.S. in such high numbers? Well, I'm trying to tell you, I've been telling you. Hello. And more specifically, you know, in our community, Black Americans have been illuminated to the fact that they have options. They can actually get the hell out of America. It's not that Black Americans have been enjoying the U.S. now. It is that the mainstream media and the education has made it that, you know, America's a place to be. Some people that live in America, probably even African migrants or other, you know, Caribbeans or whoever, you know, if you ever were to tell people that you were unhappy in America, you talk to your family abroad and things like that. People are like, oh my goodness, you're so fortunate to be there. You know, you're so lucky to be there. And so many Americans, although they've been disgruntled and they've been unhappy, they're like, well, I might be unhappy, but this is the place to be. And everywhere is like this. So where am I going to go? Now that Americans are starting to see more of the world, I believe personally via social media, they're like, oh, wait a minute. I don't have to stay here and put up with this stuff. Huh? This is the answer to the age-old question that many continentals ask diasporans. Why are you coming here? Well, because it's not all that. There's a lot of complex problems in the West. And apart from all of that, it's dangerous. You know, danger is one of my top 5 reasons, because in as much life is not going to be easy anywhere that you go, but I believe that safety is so paramount. Okay. If you had $10 million in your bank account today, and a gunman rolls up to your car and hijacks your car and shoots you and leaves you for dead, that $10 million is not going to help you at all. Okay? There are things more important in life than money. We have put such a focal point on money, you know, and the vast majority of Americans are not rich anyway. Let me just say that. The vast majority of Americans are struggling and living, you know, check to check. They are basically covering their life expenses. They live hand to mouth. That's the reality. You have a handful of people that are extremely wealthy, and I believe that's across the board around the world. You have a handful of people that are at the very, very top, these billionaires and trillionaires or whatever. And then you have maybe a middle class, and then you have the poverty. Or in some countries, you have a little bit of rich and a whole lot of poor. You know, but the reality is that America has no longer, like, the element of safety is gone. You know, the element of safety is gone. People are randomly getting affected. I saw a story as well yesterday about a family in California who were driving on the freeway home. Okay. And these are Chinese people. These are like super Chinese people. Like, they barely speak any English at all. There was a rival gang war happening on the freeway at the time they were driving, and their 22-month-old baby was shot in his car seat and killed instantly. Okay. So there's something to be said about safety. And that's something definitely I don't see that element from like continentals. I think because they live in an environment where they're not confronted by deadly violence, they don't really take into account how serious that is. You know, they seem to think it's contained to one neighborhood, or if they just mind their business and go to work, they won't be affected. Or, oh, that's a Black American problem. That's a Jamaican problem. That's a Black British problem. It's not our problem. And, you know, so I just want to tell you, you know, the State Department is recording record numbers. They said an unprecedented request of passports, more than ever before. Okay, Americans are leaving and going to the international community. That's also another answer as to why they are rapidly providing visas to Africans currently right now, is because the Americans and the British are leaving the West and going to the international community. So they need those people to be replenished. Okay, big shout outs, guys. What's up? If you're here, let me hear your comments in the chat room. What's up? What's up? What's up? All right, I'm going to start. We got over 40 of you guys here. Can I get the likes? Hello. Make sure you hit the likes. If you love the African Superstar, if you love this platform, if you love this content, go ahead and hit the like, show your support, be a part of our conversation today. Okay. Big shout outs. I'm going to also open up the call lines today now I haven't done this in a very long time. So let me just give you a little bit of etiquette. Okay. You call in. Please be mindful in articulating your point. So super long-winded people, stay on topic. Okay. Also, this is a family-friendly channel, so please watch your language. Okay. And so the topic today is Americans are leaving America in rapid numbers, record numbers rather. I showed a clip. You'll have to get the playback if you missed it, as to the State Department in America talking about how they're overwhelmed with the requests of Americans seeking their passports to travel. How the wait for passports is upwards to 8 to 11 weeks. So you're looking at almost 3 months, basically. Okay. It could take you as long as 3 months to get your passport. For those of you guys that are planning on traveling to the continent, I advise that you request your passport earlier than you need to. Your visa, you know, these are the kind of things. Do not leave them at the last minute, because since the department is overloaded, you don't want to miss your flight or miss your travel plans because of that delay. Take that into consideration, because, you know, Americans are trying to flop. And Ms. Brown Sugar brings up a good point. Soon, you know, they're going to try to slow down this migration of people leaving the country. You know, that's why I tell you guys all the time, it's better to be proactive than be reactive. Okay. It's better for you to prepare yourself and make the decision ahead of time than be in the rush and in the trends and in the crowds. All right. Because this is definitely going to come down the pipe. So many Americans are unhappy over there. Okay. So many Americans are disgruntled. They don't like the politics. They don't like the quality of life. There are people that are concerned about the environment. They're concerned about the violence. Black people are concerned about the racism, you know, the guns. I mean, there's such a laundry list of grievances that Americans have in America. You know what I mean? And for large part, I definitely know that so many Americans, this is not a new phenomenon for many Americans. Many Americans have been fed up. Okay, but they didn't know about their options in the international community. They didn't have tangible information of how to potentially move to another country, or what's required, or how they would be treated, or what it looks like. Because very strategically in America, we are rendered ignorant to all of this stuff. You know, you can have someone who has a PhD who has never seen, for instance, the African continent. They've never seen a city on the continent. You know, very many Americans, their geography is poor, which, you know, many African migrants or continentals can probably, you know, if you've had any conversations, it can go a little something like this. Oh, I'm from Ghana. Oh, wow, really? I know somebody who, you know, I used to work with this guy from Kenya. And you're thinking like, wow, that's on the whole other side of the continent. Like, that's not even anywhere near close to Ghana, you know? Or you know, somebody learns a greeting in Swahili and they're trying to speak Swahili to a Nigerian. And it's like, bruh, we don't speak that. We speak Igbo, we speak Yoruba, we speak English. You know what I mean? We speak Hausa, you know what I mean? Like, or whatever. So these kind of things, you know, and they have deliberately rendered us ignorant to the international community to contain us. Because they knew it was some BS over there. They knew, oh, eventually these people are going to be like, what is this? What kind of life is this? You know what I mean? Especially the diaspora, you know, they treat us the worst of everyone. So they definitely didn't want us to understand, oh, if you take these dollars to Africa or to Asia, you can live a much better quality of life on like half the income that you need to live in America, a mundane life, a basic life. All right, let me get through these comments. What's up, guys? Make sure you like the stream. Today, I'm talking about Americans are leaving America in record numbers. Continentals, you may not want to accept what I'm telling you, but it's still facts. Still the facts. Your place that you just dying to go, the people that already live there, the people that are born and raised there are getting the hell out. And you are going to be the contingency plan. You're going to take all the low class jobs and all that stuff that those folks are leaving behind as they go seek greener pastures in the international community. What's up, family? Please, if you are here, make sure you make your presence known. The chat room is also open. So if you have comments related to the topic, if you're American, you're leaving, you've already left, things like that, call in and share with our audience, because a lot of people in the international community, they don't realize how dire it is in America. They think we're just ungrateful. They think we're just exaggerating. Oh, the African superstar, you know, she loves Ghana, so she doesn't have no love for the States. Fam, it's all the facts. Everything I talk about on this channel every single day is all the facts. Go look up the mass shootings. Go look up police brutality. Go look up the chemically modified foods. Go look up statistics on how Americans, how many are in homeless, how many of them are homeless, how many of them are suffering with mental illness, disgruntled with their life. Go look up the stats. Go look up the stats. Because everything I talk about is all there. And another cherry to add is the information I'm sharing today, which the State Department, the government State Department who handles the passports, is recording record numbers. They said they have a more demand than ever before for Americans seeking their passports. Why are Americans ready to travel? They want to get the hell out of there. Huh? You think it's because they want to go see the beaches? There's beaches in Florida they can go to. They can go to the U.S. Virgin Islands. Okay, they can go to Puerto Rico. They don't need even a passport to go to those territories. Huh? It's not because they want to go to beaches. It's not because they want to go to beaches. They want to get out. They want to get out. They want something different. They want to see something different. They want to move somewhere else. They want to protect their kids. They want better quality of life. They want better food. The list goes on and on and on and on. Big shout outs to the family. What's up, Brown Coat Blue? I'm in the building today. Make sure you hit the likes. I'm telling it as it is, as always. Lemmy God says, America is finished. The illusion has been busted. They cannot hide anymore the violent crime, gun violence, and lack of health care. We have a robust health care here, and they have noticed it. He's talking about how he's met some Black Americans in Australia. And I'm telling you, Americans are getting the hell out of the States. Black, white, yellow, in between. Everybody's like, let's get out of here. All the smart ones are rolling out. They're getting the hell out of, you have other people that are concerned about the military situation. They're like, wait a minute, this president has got these tensions with Russia, with China, with Korea. I don't want to be a part of a war. I don't want, this stuff happening. You got strange stuff happening in America in regards to these chemical spills, huge one in Ohio, all these train derailments out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Smart people are paying attention and say, I don't want to get involved in this. Okay. And they can one day just turn, shut it down. They already did lockdowns, guys. They already shut their borders to us before. So really, if you are someone who is seeing all these things and you're like, I need to get out, it's better for you to do it sooner than later, because I tell you what, if you get stuck in America, you get stuck in the UK, they shut these borders again. Because, see, they already gave us, it was a drill at first. Okay, we went through that. 2020, we went through that. All right. Should have been a wake-up call to a lot of y'all. Maybe it was for some, maybe not. But if you get caught slipping again, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Big shout out to my members only. Ajike's with us. Members only are those have the circles next to their name. Big shout outs to members only in the building. What's up, family? Make sure you get the lights up. The call lines are open. If you have something to also contribute, make sure you do that now. Please just stay on topic and be mindful if you want to share something. Brown Coat Blue says, yes, African American remembers the first time they were mistreated due to race. Absolutely. That's something that our continental brothers and sisters do not encounter. I see a lot of these comments from Black Americans who have clearly not traveled. And they're like, well, how can they not understand the racial construct? How can they not know the nature of these people? How can they not? It's very easy, actually. You'd be surprised how fast you can forget this and forget that when you don't have to be involved. Even the last time I went to the US, I felt foreign. When I got there, I felt like, wow, I'm in a foreign land. I was hearing the American accents and people talking. I remember being, I only drive in America, so I don't drive here in Ghana. I didn't drive in the UK. So, when I was driving, I was just like, I could notice how the drivers are extremely aggressive in America. People are going through a lot, and it's very, very obvious. Those of you guys there, you think it's norm. It's just your norm. So you can't imagine that there are other people that are not living like you. But I'm here to tell you, yes, there's a lot of people worldwide that are not going through the stuff that you are going through. And if you want to change your environment, then heed my words. And it's a lot better on the other side. It's a lot better on the other side. Again, some of you may not be interested in Africa. I don't know why. I think it's like the ultimate place of refuge, especially for Black people. But, maybe you're into the Asian flavor. Maybe you're into the Latin flavor. Maybe you're French. Maybe you're into German. You want to go to other places. But, I mean, do what you got to do. But the U.S., fam, what's up? Thank you, Tino. Thank you so much. Good to see you. He says, this is one of my Ghana foe. He's from Ghana as well, lives in my hometown, Columbus, Ohio. He says, the American dream is no longer affordable. Even if you're making six figures, housing is very expensive, groceries high, everything is Jimmy Nakra. Jimmy means food. So big shout out to Tino. Thank you so much for that super chat. Yeah, so today I'm just keeping it 100 with y'all. I'm just keeping it 100 with y'all. Americans are leaving America fast and furious, okay? I'm not the only one. If I was the only one that was like, hey, America's trash, America's over, America's dangerous, America's this and that, then maybe I'm exaggerating. But the State Department backs me up. State Department says, matter of fact, let's revisit that clip really quickly. Let's revisit the clip for those of y'all that just got in here. There's an actual news clip, Yes. Ask for receipts. Ask for receipts. Let's check out the news. Ladies.
GMA Travel Alert, spring break season here. Airlines expecting the busiest spring travel season ever. And if you're going abroad, you better have your passport. Wait times are going up. Transportation correspondent Gio Benitez is at LaGuardia Airport with the story. Good morning, Gio.
Hey, George, good morning. There are so many people trying to get their passports that, simply put, the State Department is having a really tough time keeping up. So this morning right here, the timeline you need to know. This morning, as spring break and summer travel approaches, a warning for travelers going overseas. With international travel ramping up, the State Department says it's seeing unprecedented demand for passports, and it's causing some massive delays. Maddie Belfiore ordered her passport weeks ago, but did not get it in time for her trip.
I hadn't been on vacation in a very, very long time. I was a caregiver for my mom, and I wouldn't leave her. So when she passed away, I finally decided I have to get away. I didn't think it was going to be a problem. Go to the post office, fill out the application. She hands me the paper. It says 3 to 5 weeks expedited. I paid extra. Then in checking on the passport website, it became 5 to 7 weeks.
She had to cancel everything.
They don't have enough people working at the passport office. They don't have any extra phone numbers where you could call and try to get information, and they have no emails. I had to cancel the flight, the hotel, everything had to be canceled.
So how do you time it out? Well, it usually takes 8 to 11 weeks to get a new passport. But if you pay $60, you can expedite yours. But remember, that may only save you a few weeks.
So definitely apply as soon as possible. Don't go too close to the date of your trip and give yourself undue stress.
And remember, those processing times don't start until the State Department actually receives your application, not when you send it. Now, if you have urgent travel that's within 14 days, you can make an appointment at a State Department passport office and get your document processed. But even if your passport is valid, you should still check that expiration date.
Look at your passport and see when it expires. Many countries won't let you in unless you have 6 months or more valid. And the next thing is, even if your passport is valid, make sure you have enough open pages. If it's a full passport, some countries require entire open pages.
And we should tell you, the State Department tells us that it has increased staffing and that it's working to hire some more employees to keep up with all of this demand. But guys, at the end of the day, just get that request in early. That's what you've got to do.
Great advice, Gio Benitez.
Okay, so maybe you guys might listen to the white people when they say the same things that I tell y'all. First of all, big shout outs to all the super chat donors. Noella, I hope I said that correctly. Thank you so much for your super chat, sweetheart. And Brown Coat Blue, I appreciate the family. Yes, so basically, obviously, you know, this is just a general report that I play that's talking about how the State Department is dealing with the influx of passport, passport applications. Now, they're not going to tell you why. Yeah, no, they're not going to tell you Americans are disgruntled and that's why they're traveling. I'm telling you, yeah, it's not because they just want to hit the friendly skies. It's not because they want to go to the beach, guys. No. They have beaches in America. Okay, they got friendly skies in America. They got warm climates in America. If you're like in New York, you know, you can go to California and get some sunshine. You can go to Florida. You can go to Texas. It's not that. They're not going to talk about it, obviously, in the mainstream media, but I'm telling you that Americans are unhappy with their quality of life. Yes. And that's not just Black Americans, family. That's Americans in general. And see, since you guys are very brainwashed and you only really care what white people say or do or how they advise you, then go ahead and pay attention to the fact that white people are flocking up out the country. Pay attention to that. Thank you so much, Mimi Roberts. I see you there. Thank you so much with the super chat. Yeah. Because y'all, people want to come on my channel sometimes and act like I'm saying something that is completely false. When I talk about issues in the West, when I talk about how we're treated and how people feel. No, this is going on record as the biggest request of passports today. They said this is the busiest travel season of all time. Why is that, guys? They're not just hitting the friendly skies. They're not just hitting the friendly skies. People are seeing the warning. They're seeing the writing on the wall. They're paying attention to current events. Maybe just a few of them is listening to African Superstar. Hello. Or listening to other YouTubers or other podcasts. That's like, hey, you know, you definitely have the passport bros. You know, they're into sex tourism. So they're like, hey, let me go to, you know, Malaysia and get this red light district, you know, whatever. Okay. But I'm just saying, it is what it is. The facts are there. The US is whack. It's over. And for you folks that are here on the content, you're just like, no, Gina, it can't be true. It's true. It's true. You know, and if you're one of those that loves the Bible, you read the Bible says the wise see the danger ahead of them and avoid it. Yes. That's what it says. They see the warning signs. They see this influx. A wise person will say, damn, Americans are leaving the country. They're flocking out of the country. Why are they leaving the country? Somebody with cognitive dissonance will be like, no, they just want to go and have a vacation. A smart person will be like, wait a minute. Land of opportunity. But they're experiencing the largest request of passports ever in history before. In addition, they're experiencing the most violent year in history, chemical fires, and and military tensions all over the world. Duh. All right, let me carry on with these shout outs. Big shout outs to all my super chat donors. I'm going to shout you guys out again, and our members only who are represented by the circle next to their name. Global Green Book says, pay attention to what is happening in China. Looks like another lockdown is a big possibility. Thank you so much for that. Big shout outs. Janelle Richardson, I see you there, baby. You always support. I appreciate you, and thank you so much. Y'all don't want to pay attention to current events. I don't know what's wrong with y'all people sometimes. And then I don't also know what's wrong with me because I just keep coming back time after time. I just keep saying the same stuff. Guys, hey, what's up? It's the one and only African Superstar. Hey guys, I'm back at it again. I just keep coming back and telling y'all the same things. Pay attention to current events. We live now in a global market. You gotta know. I live here in Ghana, okay? I live here in Ghana, but I know I keep abreast of what's happening in the UK. Hello, because I travel there for business and that's my former home. And also I keep up with the US. And a lot of you guys send me a lot of articles, you know, shout outs to Sarah C. She always keeps me up on what's happening in New York City. You know, a lot of you guys will send me articles. That's how I got to know about the chemical spill in Ohio. So much love to the African Superstar family. I'm gonna give y'all a round of applause because y'all also keep me updated on a lot of current events. Hey, African Superstar, did you hear this? Did you know this? Emails and various things like that. But yeah, pay attention to current events. Just like Global Green Book says. What's up, family? Tino's in the building with that super chat. Yes. We hope you get better soon, Samson. GI says, if African continentals who are determined to go to the West, they should make sure they are well informed and only go for short-term contracts and return home. That's excellent. You know, I'm a big proponent of get the resources. Hello. And make it work for you here on the continent. They're not giving us reparations. Hello. I mean, it's highly unlikely. So that's a way that we can avenge our, past, is by using them US dollars here on the continent, using those pounds, using those euros, using that yen or wherever you getting your money from, pesos, whatever. Use it here and build up your continent and make your own home comfortable. You know what I mean? A lot of the things they have going on in America, they don't have it currently going on here in Ghana. So, Bill, the grass is not always greener. But if you manicure your lawn, it will be better. It will get greener. Okay? Let's just say, big shout out to the family. Let's say Noella has brown grass, okay? At her house. Her house has brown grass. She lives next to, let's see here. What's up, family? She lives next to Brown Coat Blue. And his grass is green. He's got like lavish gardens over there. Like he's got like the hanging gardens next door. Noella likes going over to Brown Coat Blue's house and chilling. He's always having barbecues. He got a pool. He'd be doing a pool party in the back. Everybody's always at his house because it's the place to be. Noella goes home. She looks at that brown grass. She's like, damn, I wish I had those lavish gardens that Brown Coat Blue has. You know what I'm saying? I wish my yard was that luscious. The grass is so soft. You can take your shoes off and walk across the grass. Okay. But Noella, every weekend you chilling at Brown Coat Blue's house. You know what I mean? You don't attend to your garden. You don't garden your garden. You don't plan to do any landscape or put any flowers there. So your grass is never going to be green. And that's a message to continentals and also African migrants and also the diaspora at large, really. If you don't manicure your garden, if you don't manicure your garden, some of y'all is lazy because you're going to be like, well, I'm going to let the housing association come and take care of the garden because I pay that extra $100 fee and they're supposed to do the lawns. And, some of y'all are going to be like, I know it's the housing association, i.e. the government. I know it's them that's supposed to take care of this grass. But, I really want my yard to look nice. I want my gardens to be beautiful. So I'm going to just take care of it myself. Hello. And some of you continentals are like, yeah, but we need capital. I've already suggested that you partner with diasporians, that want to do business and be good men and women. Be good men and women of your word that we can mutually benefit. That's going to be how we create the bridge here on the continent anyway. You know what I mean? Is by effectively partnering and working with each other. That's how we're going to do it. So instead of setting your sights always far, far away, set your sights a little bit closer to home and make it more comfortable. Recently I've been made aware of several business ventures here in Ghana. Big shout outs again to the African Superstar family. Shout outs to Galaxy Bar and Grill. They hosted, a performance for me last Monday. And I'm realizing, I'm like, oh wow, okay, I can do speaking. I can do more speaking events. I can offer my consultations. I can do performances. I can do a lot of things to generate money right here in Ghana. And that's been my focus. That's my focus. Because to be honest, I don't really want to travel like that much. I don't want to be out there with y'all. I'm just being honest. It's crazy out there. I don't want to spend any significant amount of time in America, more specifically. I don't want to spend more than like 2 weeks there. Unless I'm on tour and, maybe a week here, a week there, and I'm back in Ghana because it's crazy over there. Brown Coat Blue says a lot of them passports people trying to get to Ghana. Yes. A lot of diasporians are, I get emails really often now. Obviously, since I had the viral video, I've been getting a lot more emails. People are like, hey, I'm interested in Ghana. Can you help me? I have a consultation, this and that and the other? And I'm like, yeah, look, you know what I mean? And in my case, I'm super ultra official and trusted. I do this to help y'all because I'm already on this side. You know what I mean? This is basically like my community outreach, is to let other diasporians that want to exercise this option, not for you FBAs and FDOS and all that, not for you guys, but for the other ones. It's like, okay, yeah, I do need to look at other options, but I don't know where to start. I'm here to help you out with that. What's up, Mimi Roberts? I see you, family. Sarah C's in the building. She says American vacations are expensive and unsafe. Mimi says That's why the corporations are trying to get a stronger chokehold on the continent. Everybody knows, unfortunately, it's like the elephant in the room. Many continentals don't know that the heyday of America's over, because in their mind, they just have this like romanticized image of what it's like. But everybody else with a bird's eye view, you know, is like, yeah, it's time to look at the other options. Big shout outs to doing Shayna. She's telling y'all to hit the likes. Can I get a like count? I haven't seen any yet. What's up, Frank? Big shout outs to the family. Janelle's in the building. GI says there was a window in time when US, Canada, UK was a great move for African immigrants, but that window is now closing. Absolutely, because part of it is as well that this inflation that's happening, it's global. You know what I mean? So like maybe people, and I do understand some of the challenges that local Ghanaians are dealing with here on the continent. So they look at that and they just think, oh, if I went, I know that I would maybe deal with some challenges, but it might be better than being here. You know, at least I'm going to have consistent income. And then they're always looking at the dollar equivalent and the British, you know, the pounds, and they're calculating it into CDs, you know, which are our local currency, or Naira, or, you know, shillings, you know, out there in Kenya. And they're like, yeah, I mean, some of them, you know, that do have a bit of awareness. They're like, yeah, I might go through some ups and downs, but it'll still be financially worth it. Unfortunately, not because of the inflation wherever you're going. Hello. Because when you make that $2,000, you can't remit the whole thing back to Ghana. You have expenses wherever you are as well. That's going to consume a lot of that money. You know what I mean? Big shout outs to family. Tino points out banking sectors are going. There was a huge bank that shut down last week. I believe it was last week or the week before. Silicon Valley Bank in California. Big shout outs. What's up, family? Noella, thank you, sweetheart. You guys are showing a lot of love and support in the channel. Big shout outs. What's up? Vet KB, I see you. She says, after residency, I'm getting the hickey sticks out of here. Hockey sticks. Okay, I see you there. The call lines are open just for a few more minutes for anybody else who, or anyone at all, who wants to actually contribute to this topic. But I mean, I know some of y'all came just to see me. What's up? Thanks for getting the lights up, family. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, this is just, I felt like I would do this PSA for those of y'all that try to debate me and negate what I'm saying. Hello. The State Department's validated me. Where's your facts and figures? It says Americans are happy and living it up in America. Huh? Where's them statistics? Because the stats I see is most deadliest gun violence year of all time. Over 6,000 Americans already dead from guns this year already. Chemical spills, heightened military, you know, y'all know that Russia-Ukraine thing. Yeah. You know, the Americans are in the middle of that. You know that in North Korea, you know, they shot off some missiles a couple weeks ago. Hello. You know, they always got tight, you know, tensions with China, you know, and things like that. And, you know, people want to act like, no, Gina, it's not, you know, and I realize that for a lot of Westerners and Americans. And I mean, certainly like in my lifetime, I've never seen physical war in any place I lived, you know, between America, UK, and Ghana. I've never experienced that. So I think a lot of times it's hard for us to connect with what that means, you know, and how dangerous it is, and how we should not put ourselves into situations that potentially may arise in that. And, you know, we think a lot of times because of Hollywood and this like make-believe culture we have, that there's always going to be a happy ending. You know, we see these leaders of these nations getting on there and making threats and stuff, and we're just like, oh yeah, it's sensational. You know, I mean, how many of you guys, first trivia question, when the COVID-19 happened, how many of you guys blew that off because you were just like, oh, the news blows everything out of proportion? Let me see a number one for anybody that, you know, you didn't take it seriously. You were just like, you know, they blow up everything. You know, the American media more specifically dramatizes every freaking thing. You know, a dog could get hit in the road and they're going to do a whole segment on, you know, little Fido that got ran over and how it was unfortunate because he came from, you know, the pet shelter. He's had a challenged life and all this and stuff. So, you know, when I first heard about COVID-19, I wasn't really bothered. I was like, whatever. You know, I was actually in Ghana at the time. I had come to Ghana February of 2020. Hello. To see Joseph Mayer. And then I went to Kenya. I spent a week here in Accra, and then I went to Nairobi for a week for business. And, you know, people were calling me and they were just like, oh, Gina, you know, this COVID-19, you know, are you worried about this and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, what? Like, I'm like, that's in China. I'm all the way in Africa. Like, I'm not worried about that. Okay. Because I don't even talk to Chinese people. I don't go to their restaurants and I'm not traveling out that way. So I have nothing to fear. You know what I mean? And I was just defiant. I was just defiant until I tell y'all when I had that wake up call. Hello. I tell y'all when I had that wake up call. I had the wake up call when they closed the borders. So I had came back I was still in the UK at the time, February 2020. So I left Nairobi, came back to the UK. It was late February. And they actually, closed the borders, I believe, like the first week of March in 2020. And I was like, man, this is crazy. And I still really wasn't concerned because I didn't have any more travels until May. Shout out to all the African Superstar families that was with us back then in 2020. This is going to be a throwback. Y'all remember I was supposed to go speak at that conference in Senegal? Y'all remember that? Africa Day? I was really hyped. I was sponsored to fly out to Senegal. I already had my plane ticket, my hotel reservations. I was going to be on the big stage, family. You know, my homeboy RJ Rockty out there was going to introduce me to Akon, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, all I need, because y'all know me, I'm always ready for the opportunity. I'm ever ready. So all I needed to do was just have an opportunity to meet up with Akon, and it was going to go down. Shout out to all the African Superstar family. We got a lot of people that's in the building. They was there with me. My family was all the way in 2020. Y'all think I'm a new YouTuber. I'm not. Yes. So I was like, I was not worried about the lockdowns. You know, I was like, okay, well, it's March now. By the time May comes, you know, maybe this thing will blow over, because I was ready for the big stage. And now we know in hindsight what happened. The lockdowns lasted, you know, like 6 months. The conference got canceled and a host of other things got canceled and all this stuff. So, you know, so then during that time, when the lockdowns were there, that's when I had the epiphany. Hello, family. That's when I had the realization. I said, oh, shoot, they closing borders and this is affecting my life. And I'm stuck here in England. And I never ever planned on being in England. You know, I was traveling extremely frequently when I was in the UK. Okay. 2019, I had 11 international trips. I was gone almost every single month. Okay. Went to Kenya, went to Egypt, went to Tanzania, went to the US, was in Ghana, went to Nigeria. I had a lot of travel that year. Some places I went multiple times, like Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana. I went twice that year, each country. And so that's when I made the ultimate decision. I said, if they're going to be locking borders, I need to be in Ghana. Okay. I don't need to be stuck on this side. I need to be in Africa. So when the borders open up, I was like, it's time to roll. You know what I mean? I'm going to roll the dice. I'm just going to go ahead. I need to put my base on the continent and then frequent these places sparingly. And that was my whole game plan, you know? Now, I know I've gotten off topic. The topic is, why are Americans leaving? Americans are leaving because a myriad of reasons: violence, quality of life, you know, racism, cost of living, inflation. You know, Americans are unhappy. They want to get the hell out. For those of you guys in the international community, you know, continentals, hello, pay attention to that. Pay attention. Okay, you think it's the what is it called? You think it's the oh damn it, hold on, it slipped out of my head. You think it's the cream of the crop. You think, oh yeah, you know, I'll go to America and all my problems are going to melt away. Well, GI says they aren't about to share their dwindling resources with Africans, whether citizens or immigrants. Race hate crimes against African folks are at an all-time high. GI, say no more. Say less, buddy. Because we saw this recently in Ukraine. Soon as war popped off, the Ukrainians had time to be racist. It was time to evacuate. They said Ukrainians first. The trains, they was rejecting people. So guess what, guys? Another word to you guys out there in America. When the going gets tough, if you think you're going to have priority, you think, oh yeah, I'm an American, they're going to do the right thing. You think if, there's shortages in food or water shortages, or if there's medical, medical attention needs to get rendered, you think that you're going to be able to get an audience with these folks. They're going to choose their own people first. Okay? They are going to choose their own people first. They did it during the COVID lockdowns as well. They were racially discriminating on Black people going to the hospital. If they had one ventilator to choose between a Black patient and a white patient, they were giving it to the white patient. All this stuff went down, guys. Y'all's memory is short. My memory is not short. That's what happens. Y'all got to know. And I think for those of you guys living in those settings and you are yet to take any tangible actions as to your evacuation plan, or you think I'm exaggerating, ask yourself the question, if this country goes into lockdown, okay, if this country goes into war, what am I going to do? What are me and my family going to do? How are we going to survive? Okay, some of y'all live in all white communities, racist with these folks. What you think that they are going to look after you because you believe in harmony and diversity? You want to participate in inclusion. They don't want to. They had to be given laws to legally include you or give you access to certain things. That means the will was not there, which means if they are no longer forced to uphold those things, and even though the laws are there, they don't even abide by the laws anyway. But if they don't have to, they know there's absolutely no recourse for them not honoring these laws. Guys, you got to think about it, man. Big shout outs. Miss Stella says accommodation is now impossible for the poor Black person. Bazara Gates says the universe wanted you to take a different path, and guess what? Life is going good. Big shout out. Thank you, sweetie. But to be honest with you, because I am a community person, there's still a part of me that's like, damn, so many people are out there. You know what I mean? And a lot of people are going to be wasted. And I understand that. You get to choose if you're going to be one of those wasted individuals or not. You make that decision, okay? Because I firmly believe you should always be the biggest advocate of your life and survival, okay? You should not ever take these threats lightly, okay? You see what's happening around you. You should never tell yourself, oh, that could never be me, or I can't believe this could happen, okay? Instead, you should say, what would happen if that was me? What would happen if this happened to my family? How would I process that? I put myself in the shoes of the countless victims of police brutality. I envision my mom up there crying because either my sister or I got affected by police brutality. Or how would I feel if a very close friend of mine, I put myself in, oh, they shot up the supermarket, these kind of things. Because these are the questions that you need to understand. These folks, they're not like us. They have a deep hatred for us, even if we don't do anything to them. Okay? Because logically, they know that everybody's not the same, but they still want to apply stereotypes to us, even when it's not applicable. That comes from a deep hatred. And people are saying, no, Gina, it's not like that. They're not all like, okay, well, go ahead and put them to the test. You go ahead. I'm going to let you find out, and I'm going to parlay over here in Africa. You tell me later that I'm wrong. Go ahead. Tell me that I'm wrong. Say, Gina, you were wrong. You were wrong. During wartime, they accommodated us. I'm getting phone calls. Oh, my goodness. I'm getting phone calls, guys. It's almost an hour. See, look, people know. Shout out to my friends and family. They know. It's like, oh, you've been live for an hour. Hurry up. Well, I did open the call lines for you guys. And a lot of you guys have shared a lot of opinions. Thank you so much. Janelle, thanks, sweetie. Thanks, babe. Thanks for all the support that you give the channel, babe. I appreciate you. That's the least you can do. Get your moderator powers on, huh? Make sure you zap any trolls that you see. Always zap the trolls. Kick the ass out of my chat room. Yes. Big shout outs to Janelle and all of our super chat donors today. Guys, listen. Pay attention to current events. Okay? Pay attention to what's going on around you. Okay? It's not a game out here. And some of you guys will say, Gina, no, you're exaggerating. You know, that's my Trump voice. No, Gina, you're exaggerating. It's not that serious. Well, I'd rather be safe than sorry. You feel me? Let's see, we got a call in. What's up?
What's up, Superstar?
How are you? Thanks for your super chat today. Big shout outs to you.
Cool. Nice talking to you again.
Afisha Pa.
And what's the Yeah. What's the question again? I forgot. Doing some driving here.
I see you're driving, doing the most. Today's topic is Americans are leaving in rapid numbers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's multiple reasons why people are leaving. You know.
Okay. For the record, can you let people know where you come from? What's your homeland? Huh?
Representing Sierra Leone, Ghana. You know,
there we go.
Guinea. You know, I'm everywhere.
Okay. So go ahead and share your point.
Yeah, my point is there's multiple reasons why people are leaving. Right now, I would say economically, it's more expensive to live here in US. You know, like your home state in Columbus, you cannot afford to buy a house right now. Even if you have all your degree, all your salary that you're making, when house come in the market, people just buy. Not just individual buying it. That's what's going on. There's corporation. The corporation have become a landlord now. They call it corporate landlord.
Wow, really? So they're buying up a lot of places.
Yeah, they're buying the houses and rent them out. They call it corporate landlord. You don't even know your landlord. You don't even speak to nobody. Everything is just email. So when housing come in the market to buy, you as an individual family, hey, I finished school, I'm making all this money with your family, say I have $3,000 to buy a house. No. The corporate will just come and say, no, 400, no, I'll make it 500. So now they outbid you. They have money. It's a corporate. They have billions of dollars. So that's what's going on. So now it become more expensive to buy. So even you can't even find a house. And you look for an apartment. It's very competitive
because they're getting into it. Wow.
Yes, apartment is very expensive too. A 2-bedroom apartment in Columbus, you know, 5-10 years ago, you can see $700-800 apartment for 2-bedroom, nice looking, nice neighborhood. Now it's $1,800, $2,100 for 2-bedroom apartment.
See, and when I was living in Columbus before I moved, I had a 2-bedroom apartment, and it was about $700, like you said. That was back in 2000.
Not anymore. Not anymore. Now it's like 19, 21, and then you got to pay all your bills, all your utility bills. You got all these loans. You got to pay your car notes, or even if you have a mortgage, you know. I'm kind of blessed, you know. I've been working hard, you know, saving. But still, even though my house is paid off, well, I'm still spending a lot of money. Why? You know? How do you get your house is paid off, and guess what? The city gonna come for your taxes. You gotta pay your taxes every year, $8,000. You gotta pay your homeowner's insurance. You gotta pay your car insurance. You gotta pay your healthcare insurance. So what's gonna left? Nothing. You know, nothing. Can you imagine? I don't have a mortgage, but I'm still spending. I say, like, why are my expenses still high? I don't have a mortgage. Right. It doesn't make sense. So you need to find a way how to beat the system. You see, America, I've been here for 23 years, okay? You know, there's a lot of opportunity here. There's a lot of good and bad. So my advice for everybody, you pick what works for you. You pick all the good, okay? There's a lot of good here. If you work hard, you know, your lifestyle, again, that's very important. What's your lifestyle? What do you want for your life? What do you want for your family? You know, if you're a person like to spend want all this flashy, then you're not gonna have nothing in your pocket. Everything is about finance. Yeah. And then the second thing again, I'm advising for people not to make emotional moves. So, because of these, don't do that. Emotional moves, it doesn't last. It's for like short-term goal. You have to plan. If I know, okay, now I'm gonna travel next year, start getting your passport by now. Even if it takes 3 months, the passport will be ready. So you're not gonna fall into this victim. Some people, they will just buy their ticket. Oh, I want to travel, and then start looking for passport. You know, start waiting for visa. They don't know where they're going, whether it's visa arrival. You know, some people don't have a clue. You know, it's good to ask. It's good to link up. You know, you got to link up with your local, whoever here in which country you want to go, or you know, just do your due diligence. No, don't just make rash judgments and just move. And you're gonna, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, somebody calling me here.
Okay, sweet.
And again, where you going in Ghana? Ghana is not cheap. Ghana is not cheap.
That's
okay?
right.
So you run going to Ghana, and you wanna live all this lifestyle. It's very expensive. So you gotta change your lifestyle. You gotta adapt. Okay. If you wanna live in a nice neighborhood, you gotta spend a lot of money. If you wanna live there for a long time, you have to have some kind of income coming in. Residual income. You need income. You need money. You cannot just go, oh, I'm going because of racism. Racism to me is the last to worry about in America. It's the last. Because let me tell you, this country, the government don't give a fuck about you. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck about their own people.
That's right.
They don't give a fuck about their own people. They don't give a fuck. Because what's going on, the government and the corporation and the media, they all collude together. They're screwing everybody.
That's
This so-called inflation. This so-called inflation is the artificial one. During the pandemic, the businesses, they lose a lot of money. So it's no what? It's time back to get their money. So they increase price. Everything eggs. Everything is expensive. Fuel is expensive. Everything. Not just inflation. There's this thing they call shrinkflation. Like a bag of chips or whatever. It's the same bag, but the quantity inside is very small.
Yeah. So they just reduce it small, not like that. It's
exactly. If it's like 15 grams, they'll put 10 grams for the same price. So they're making more money. They're making excess profit, and the governments collude with the politician, and they're just making money. So America is a business. It's about money. They don't give a fuck. All this shooting, all this gun, they don't give a fuck. It's about money. All these politicians, they have stocks in those gun manufacturing companies. So those gun manufacturing companies, they give money to the politician. So they have the NRA. They have this.
Yeah, it's all in together. They're all in together.
It's everything. And then the media telling lies. All this CNN, whatever, BBC, Al Jazeera, they all screw you up. They don't even know. They're all the same. They're in the same. The people that they will call to be in their media, they work for those corporations. So they will come telling lies. Everything is good.
Look how passionate
everything is.
He feels it.
Yes, and it's stupid. You know, people be in the air. The people that even live here, they don't even know that they've been screwed. Yes. So you gotta think and work. You know, I'm not saying America is not a good place. For me, it's been good. You gotta pick what's good for you, and it's all about your lifestyle. Who you go with, your crew, where you go. And I mean, if you have your own business, just lay low, stay low profile, look your surrounding. I'm not saying shooting, it happens everywhere. You know what I mean? So
I know y'all used to them shootings every day now over there. You got used to it.
Every day is pow, 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 every day.
Y'all Americans over there are used to that nonsense. Right.
So
when's the next time you're coming to Ghana? Because I'm coming to Kumasi to see you next time.
I surely will be there in May. I already bought my ticket. Yeah, I already bought my ticket. I'll be there in May. I'm trying
Okay,
to.
let me know because I wanna come. Y'all don't know he's got this plush mansion in Kumasi, so I'm gonna go.
Oh,
I was trying to get there last time, but I missed him in Kumasi. So next time. Tell
it's
the
all
tell,
good. It's all good.
tell the wife and kids I said hi too. Okay,
Definitely.
you be safe out there. All right.
Oh, you too, superstar.
Thank you, sweetie. Thanks for
All
calling
right, bye
in.
bye. No
Big
problem.
shout outs to you. What's up? So guys, we had our brother Tino. That's a personal friend of mine. That's a personal friend of mine from Columbus, Ohio, and he has heritage from all over West Africa, Sierra Leone, and Ghana, and Guinea, etc. And so he's talking about, not making emotional moves, which I think is really, really good information. I've been promoting people to be what? What's the mission statement? Who knows? Can I get somebody to tell me what it is? Huh? I'm getting ready to wrap up now, family. I did see somebody else call in. You can call back in right quick. I'll give you a couple minutes to get in while we wait for the mission statement. I know there's a lot of new people and they may not know it. So what's the mission statement, family? Who knows the mission statement? Big shout outs to the family. Time with Hetty knows, SMP. Shout outs members only, SMP. For those of you guys that don't know what SMP, that is actually the mission statement of my platform. It stands for strategy, maturity, and patience. Okay? So you can apply SMP to everything you do in life. But this was very important because this is what Tino brought up. He said, look, he's been in the US for over 20 years. He's been able to get his education, his wife, have a beautiful family. They've built a lovely home here in Kumasi, and, it's been beneficial to him. But the most important thing is exercising SMP. Okay, we're going to bring it. Na. Where you at? Come on in, sweetie. Hi.
Hello, sis.
Everything.
Nyamia dom, long time.
Oh yeah, official pa me da fo pa. Hey, miss on my fe. Hey, it's good to see you. Big shout outs to my Ghana folk in the building. So what you gonna add to this topic today, Nah?
I want to know what you guys are. I just joined and I think I want to add something to what you guys are talking about. I always enjoy your videos, your passion, the zeal, and the way you talk, because you are here and you have made the transition, and it's very good to listen to people with that kind of experience and knowledge.
Papa
right?
B, where are you going today? Where are you coming from today? Yeah.
Oh, just in the house. Hey. I also do educational videos, so I'm always on the go. I do a lot of things.
I see you looking good, eh? Looking good.
Thank you. So
today's topic is I actually shared a clip about how Americans are leaving America in insurmountable numbers. There's a report from the State Department saying that they've had the most requests for passports ever in history. So I was kind of going on what are some of the things that's happening in America that's leading to people want to travel, migrate, moving abroad, and things like that. So that's basically what we've been talking about throughout this whole episode today.
Thank you for the explanation. I think changes in the world today, in our generation, there are a lot of opportunities all over the world, but America is a really great country. I come from Ghana. I've been here 12 years. Luckily, I had my master's degree, everything in public administration. Very happy to come here. But in our generation, we also experiencing a lot of frustration. I would say that has led to a lot of violence in the community. And sometimes we think America is one of the great countries. I have, through my own experience, it's not that somebody told me. I traveled to come and learn, and I've learned enough in the 12 years, especially in my area and course of expertise. I work with a lot of this immigration, and I know what a lot of things going on. So the reason why there are a lot of people traveling today, especially after the COVID really taught us a lot. In fact, I work in the Ghana passport, and it was a lot of people traveling all over. the caseload were a lot. And one of the reasons for it is because people are so tired. Over here, you don't know the amount of stress that you go through.
Hey, that's it. That's
It
it.
will only take somebody who has been in that shoe before they can tell you the real story, because it's always easier to say. Like, for example, you are in Ghana. If I'm not Ghanaian, I won't understand the type of things you are talking about.
Yeah.
Also, you have been in the US, so you can feel what we are going through, you know.
I understand.
What we are going through. So
Mente I say.
you really know. But for the sake of teachings, I would say that there are a lot of changes in the system. Now, people don't even care about elections because there are no changes. There are a lot of no help in terms of financial help. A lot of things have gone down. And the stress is becoming more and more, hence
the pressure is getting worse.
Mental issues. So people are trying to go places whereby they can have the quality of life. Quality of life depends on what you the individual. It's not about how the health department is classifying anymore. It's about how I think. What does it mean to me to have mental peace, you know? So people are traveling to go for places whereby they can have at least safety. They can, with the limited resources that they can live a happy life. Because for me, it's all about traveling, making good use of my time, especially when I'm young, you know. And many people really in Africa want to use all their financial resources to come to abroad, all because of the things that we see. But when we come here, we get frustrated and disappointed, and then we want to go back. So that has led to the reversal migration. People come to see that, oh wow,
what it's like, and then they want to go home.
Yes, somebody can even say, I want to come and make $100,000 in America in 1 year and go back. There are a lot of factors that can make you unachieve that $100,000 you are talking about. Bills loan is going to take. There are other things, emergencies, unforeseen circumstances. America is a great place, but now you have to have a lot of stress to make a great decision to move back. And I'm always doing resources. I work with the Ghana passport now. I'm doing Ghana passport and visa. So anybody who
good for you,
credible visa, I'm not here to take anybody's money or taint my credibility. So people are traveling for safety, for quality of life, because then times it wasn't like that. Today people have a lot of stress. There are illnesses, sicknesses due to the weather, due to the type of food we live here, due to limited life. When you live in fear, your growth span can decrease, and people don't want it anymore. So hence people are moving, So all that I want to say is people are now looking for better life, and through technology and the kind of videos that you people are making, they are making the world to be like realistic, because we used to feed on only
the mainstream news.
You only think of negative news. Oh, Africa is like that, Africa is like that. And when they see that, when they go and see how it is, they say, oh wow, I want to move, I want to make the journey there. So people are traveling because of all these changes now, and it's not going to change. Like the earth is spinning, there are a lot of challenges coming. So the earlier you take your step, the better, the better. So thank you so much, family. Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling, sweetie. How are the children?
Oh, they are fine. They went to school. One is home.
I see. Normally, they are coming in and getting. So that's good. It's good for you. Thank you for calling in, sweetie. It's good to see you and everything.
Thank you.
See you later. All right. Big shout outs to Nana. So she shared a little bit of her reasons why people are going. So obviously, for many people, I talked about the mission statement briefly, strategy, maturity, and patience. Okay. If you need to travel to America, you need to travel to the West, or you are currently there. All right. It's important for you to exercise S&P in everything that you're doing. I did not pick up and move to the UK. I did not pick up and move to Ghana. me doing those migrations took a long, years in the making. I took about 2 years to leave America to move to the UK. And I moved to Ghana 3 years after I moved to the UK, but I made the decision in 2 years. I set the date 2 years out. And you can definitely maximize if you are focused, but I'm more or less talking to people that are in that process. They've already kind of come to the conclusion, things are not stable here. Things are not safe here. And I think also, obviously, people born and raised in that environment are going to have a different perspective than people that kind of just drop in. When I came to the UK, for instance, I love the UK. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, I was happy to be out of the US. I felt like, the mass transit system is better. I felt like, the pounds, the exchange was better. I could travel more, so for me, that was a power move. There were people in England that were like, oh my God, this is a dump. I don't like it, blah, 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 whatever. But to me, it was an upgrade. I think to some people, being in America or going to the West is an upgrade. They're able to do more stuff. They're able to buy some of the things they want, and they're able to, support their family, and maybe they're able to continue their education. And I think those that called in kind of are examples of that, because they feel like, hey, I've been able to take advantage of opportunities that being in America, for instance, is being good to me or whatever. However, you also need to take a command of what's going on around you. Both of them mentioned the country is changing. The cost of things are going up. There's more violence. People are stressed out, so you kind of have to weigh in. What's really important. And for me, I don't want to live in a toxic environment. I don't want to deal with racism. I don't want to be faced with violence and stuff like that on a regular basis. So for me, the choice was obvious that I needed to look for a new place. Okay. All right, family. We have over 80 of you guys here. I hope the lights were up. Special shout outs to everybody, the people that called in, our members only, our super chat donors. Family, you guys are major. Yes. If you guys want to support the platform, please make sure you do that. I do also offer travel consultations for those of you guys that have questions about Ghana. You need, hotel lodging or transportation, things like that. I can help you with that. Just send me an email to afrikansuperstar@gmail.com. You can also shop at our website, theafrikansuperstar.com. And I also have music available that you can support. If you love the music, you can download it, stream it, buy it, whatever. And here's a message from our sponsors.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only African Superstar proudly presents the release of her first EP entitled For Every Action, There Is a Reaction, as well as this music video, which is available here on YouTube for the title track. The track is also available for streaming on all download platforms, and the EP is exclusively available for purchase at bandcamp.com. Please support independent artists, and please support your African Superstar. Until we meet again.
All right, family. Yes. So again, that is my latest single. It's called For Every Action, There's a Reaction. That music video is available here on YouTube, and you can also stream it on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon. So yes, those are some of the things that I have going on. If you're not subscribed to our channel, please make sure that you do so that you don't miss these discussions and topics in the future. And until we meet again, stay black and true. If you ain't black, just stay true.